Oh, excuse me. I am. Sup, though. IKEA big as shit. I'm not gonna hold you. I know some horror stories with that shit.
I work at IKEA. I've worked there for a little bit over a year now. If you don't know what IKEA is, it's a very large furniture store, and there's also a cafeteria inside of it. The one that I work at opens at 10 a.m. and closes at 9 p.m. every day. I'm a part-time employee and have been one for the entire time that I've worked there. This is an experience that I had working there almost a year ago now, when I was still new to the job. I was working a later shift at night one time. When we closed, I was asked to go through the display store and make sure that nobody was still inside. Most of the employees still working were in the area where all the actual furniture for sale is kept. The first part of the store is mostly all displays. It can be easy to get lost in all of the displays, and customers might not have realized that we were closed. But during the last bit of time that we were open that night, things had been pretty quiet.
So what you talking about? If I yell out on an intercom to everybody, including workers and customers, that we're about to close or we're closed, you heard that. No matter where you are in the store, talking about something. Attention, everybody! We are now closed! If you are a customer, get the hell out now! If you're not out now, I'm fucking your ass up! Alright. I'm not repeating myself.
I didn't think anybody would be there. I had done this a couple of times before too, and nobody had ever still been inside. I went through the first couple of areas and no one was there. Then I got to a bedroom display. For some reason, I decided to check under the bed.
Oh no.
When I did, I was surprised to see a man hiding underneath it.
What the?
His back was facing me, so I couldn't really tell what he looked like. I couldn't believe there was someone hiding there. I'm not sure at all how I even knew to look. I announced to him that we were
You don't know how you knew to look because the power, somebody with the power of Adidas was letting you know, hey, mother clucker, there's some sus-ass mother cluckers around your foot. Excuse me. Thank you very much. I said bless you. Hey, mother clucker, there's some cluckness, you know, within your vicinity. Vicinity? I don't know. Within your area. Just saying. I don't know where. I don't know how.
And that he would have to leave. He didn't seem to move though. I didn't know the reason why he was hiding there. Possibly there was an explanation.
What?
Maybe he was playing hide and seek with his friends or something.
Are you serious?
I looked down at him again, but he seemed to now move farther underneath the bed, like he was trying to hide from me still. I asked if everything was okay, but he didn't respond. I got a little bit worried now, because I wasn't quite sure what to do. I was still new to the job, and obviously I wasn't going to physically move the guy. I left that area to find another coworker and tell them about it. I made it a few sections away before I found someone. My coworker Jeff was walking by, and
Wait, so you left him by himself? He's probably not even under the bed no more. He's probably like somewhere else, eating dinner. I love IKEA. I love the the little setups that they have, like what it could look like. I like it.
I told them that somebody was hiding underneath the bed in one of the display rooms. We both headed back over to the room, which only took about a minute. When we got there, the man was gone.
Oh, yeah?
We searched all around that room, and he just wasn't there. I hadn't seen him walking around the store at all, but I guessed that he must have left. Jeff had a walkie and radioed to an employee near the exit, asking him if a man had left. When he was told no, we knew that the man must still be hiding someplace else. Jeff told a coworker by the exit doors to let him know if he saw the guy. I gave the general description of what he was wearing. Jeff and I then decided to split up, and he searched one area and I searched another. We both searched the display rooms one by one. Jeff and I got pretty far apart from each other after only a few minutes. Maybe 10 minutes after we started looking, I was by myself inside a living room display. That's when suddenly I saw the man again. He was now hiding behind a couch and stood up when he saw me. The guy was one of the creepiest people I have ever seen.
See, I really hope you don't leave him by himself alone again. Because at this one, you should have said, you looking. Ignorance, come over here. Y'all know where I'm at. Y'all got my location. Come here, I got him. My eyes are locked up. Where you going?
His hair was messed up and he was missing some teeth, and he gave me a really dirty look. I jumped back, wanting to just run away from him. I couldn't bring myself to say anything. As I moved back, the man actually took a step towards me before darting in another direction. After he had run away, I desperately tried to find Jeff or any other coworkers again.
Come on. Y'all gonna be doing this shit all night. And we don't got time for that shit. I gotta go home and watch some Gattor videos. Yeah. How many times are you gonna leave him by himself before, he's not in the same, like, come on, man.
By now, the store had been closed for like 20 minutes, and we just couldn't get this guy to leave. I found Jeff and told him about seeing the guy and him running away. We both went near the area and called out asking for him to leave and where he was at, but we didn't get any responses. We decided that we would have to call the police, and we both headed towards the front of the store. That proved to be the right decision. The police got there a short time later and entered the store searching for the guy. It took them about 10 minutes, but he was eventually located. We saw them leave the store with the man and heard that when they found him, he had broken a lamp and was threatening to use it as a weapon against the officers. I'm really glad that he didn't try to harm me or Jeff when we were searching for him, but I really feel like he would have had we kept looking. I still work at the IKEA, and there have been a few interesting things to happen, but none come close to that crazy experience.
So what you mean interesting? Also, when you should have said, when he got caught, you was like, you should have been like, I'm really glad he didn't attack me or try to harm me. I don't really care about anybody else. Just saying. Right.
I'm a female and recently moved into a new apartment. It's not too far from where I previously lived, so I know the city well. I really like my place and live in a one-bedroom unit on the second floor of the building. When I first moved in, about 3 weeks ago now, I didn't have much furniture. Where I lived in the past, I had roommates who owned a lot of the bigger things, like couches, tables, and lamps. After getting into my apartment and bringing all of my things inside, I realized that I needed to go shopping for some furniture badly. Over the next few days, I looked at countless websites online. I knew what I wanted for most of the things and did get a couple online, but I found that there was a lot of good furniture at IKEA. The IKEA store was a little bit outside of the city and about 15 minutes from my apartment. So on Saturday morning, I got in my car and headed to IKEA for some basic furniture and decorations. I had been there a couple of times before and knew what to expect. The place is massive and you could easily spend hours in there. I probably got there at like 10 a.m. and sure enough was there for about 2 hours.
Jesus!
I looked at so many different things and ended up getting a decent amount of furniture and objects. The time that I was there, the store started out relatively quiet, but picked up as the day went on. When I was just about done, things were pretty busy. I saw a lot of different people, and when I finally left, loaded up my car and headed home. I was excited to get back and finally decorate my apartment. It took me a couple of trips to bring everything up, but once I was in, I started the job of building a few pieces of furniture. I furnished my apartment for most of the day, taking breaks here and there. That night, though, as I was hanging some artwork on the wall, there was a knock on my apartment door. I had no idea who it would be. It was like 10 p.m., so kind of late. I walked over to the door and looked through the little peephole, but nobody was there. This was strange, because I hadn't really met any of my neighbors yet, and none of my friends were coming to visit me or anything. I opened up my door and stepped out into the hallway to look around.
Come. Wait. You couldn't leave well enough alone? Huh? You hear a knock. You check the peephole, ain't nobody out there. Why you going out there? Like, you not expecting nobody? Like, what you do?
I didn't see anyone. After that, I just went back inside and continued on what I was doing. I finally finished for the night about 10 minutes later. Then I sat down on my couch and relaxed by watching something on TV. But it was then that my cell phone started to ring. It was on the couch next to me and I felt it vibrating. I picked it up to see that there was a call coming in from an unknown number. I had a terrible feeling instantly. I didn't bother to answer it because I had no clue who it was, although I somehow...
That's when you decided to have a terrible feeling. It wasn't the fact that you heard a knock again. It wasn't the what's the name? It wasn't the wind. It wasn't the trees. It's not thundering outside, you know? What you hear? That's knocking. Somebody knocking. And you check the shits. Ain't nobody out in their shits. That's when you didn't get worried right then and there. That's like that's like a vegan. That's like somebody being born a vegan, right? And 70 years in, you're still a vegan that whole time, right? And you eat a sandwich from one of your club friends, and they put a whole lot of carnitas, which is pork, pig's feet, real bacon. What's the name? Chitlins. Ew, I hate chitlins. Pork rinds, right? Blended that all together and made like some sort of like paste. Ew. Then put it. And then put it on the sandwich. Right underneath the Impossible Burger. They like the little meats. And you eat it and you finish it. Right? And you're fine for hours. And then one night at 3 a.m., you know, that's when shit happens. You wake up and you immediately haul ass to the bathroom, taking a shit. The longest, liquidest ass shit you have ever taken. Lasted about 3 hours. Alright. You still don't know what's going on. You check your shit and you're like, shut the hell up.
Like it was connected to the random knocking at my front door. Whoever called me did not leave a voicemail. For the rest of that night, they didn't call back, whoever it was. I went to bed maybe an hour later. But that very same night, I woke up sometime at about 3 a.m. or so.
Oh, yeah?
At first, after waking up, I just rolled over to my other side and closed my eyes to go back to sleep. I was not wide awake or anything, still pretty sleepy. But that's when I thought I heard the sound of somebody trying to enter my apartment. It was the doorknob turning, but it didn't open because of the door being locked. After hearing that, I was now wide awake. I wasn't sure what to do, but I didn't hear any noise for a few minutes. I decided to get up and go investigate. Without turning any lights on, I quietly walked over to my front door. When I looked through the peephole this time, there was nobody there again. I did not go out into the hallway to look though. I was too scared to do that this time. I just walked back into my bedroom and attempted to go back to sleep. but it took me a little while. Eventually, though, I did. A couple of more strange occurrences like this happened over the course of the next several days. None of them were as eventful as the first night, but 2 days later, I got another phone call from an unknown number late at night.
It's a coworker. Either it's a coworker or it's an ex. I feel like it's a coworker that wants the worst for you. You know, because you skyrocketed, right? You know, I hate that shit. You work your ass off for a long ass time, but then somebody to get that promotion or to go up, like to have a pay increase or to go to a different position or to just go up in the company, but then somebody new, brand new worker that's never worked there before, fresh, they fresh, right? And a month in, they already doing more things than you could possibly imagine.
Then, the very next night, there was just 2 knocks on my front door. It was a little bit earlier this time, at like 8 p.m. When I went over to look out, once again, nobody was there. The next night is when I started to figure out some things though. I got another random knock on the door late at night. And when I looked through the people again, like always, I couldn't see anything. I just saw white when I looked through. I was very hesitant to open my door.
Then don't!
I was afraid that somebody would be right there or something. So I decided not to go out.
Thank you.
But about an hour later, I hadn't heard anything more that strange, so I decided to go out and look. When I opened up my door, no one was there in the hallway or anything. But I saw that somebody had taped a white envelope to my door right over the peephole. I grabbed it and then went inside. When I opened it up, there was a handwritten letter. It was very creepy to say the least. The letter seemed like it was from a sort of cryptic stalker. The person described how they had seen me the other day. They said they regretted not talking to me and asked if they had gotten my attention now. They also asked me why I hadn't answered their calls. I was beyond creepy.
Bitch, what you talking about? It's unknown. Your number's not saved. I'm not going to answer that unless you leave a voice, very detailed message. I'm not going to pick up. I'm not going to call you back. I'm not going to text you back. Sorry. If you keep calling and it's an unknown number or it's a number that's not saved in my contacts, and you keep calling, I'm not going to pick up. I promise you I'm not. Call all you want. I'm not going to pick up.
Out by this. But it doesn't end there. The next morning when I got up, I checked my phone. I had a text message from a new number. The texts were just a few pictures and videos. I saw the pictures appear to be me when I was inside of IKEA.
Jesus Christ.
Most of them were zoomed in and taken from kind of far away. I had no idea that they had been taken either. There were a couple of short and shaky videos as well. They maybe lasted about 5 seconds or less each, and they showed me walking in IKEA. I realize now where this person had probably first seen me. After seeing these texts, I took some screenshots and then decided that I would go to the police. That very same day, I went and reported everything. I was told that they would look into it, and I'm really hoping that they find the person, whoever it is. That was not long ago at all. So far, the person has not been found yet, and I have no clue who it could be. The good news is that I haven't been bothered by them since. Nothing strange has happened at all. No random phone calls or texts. No knocks on my door or anything. I just hope it stays that way.
Please shut the clock up. Please shut the hell up on this. Please. Please. Because they know where you work. You don't know if they've been caught. They got your phone number and they know where you live. So please, shut the hell up on this. Right.
I went to IKEA to do some furniture shopping a couple of months ago. Something really strange happened that day.
Oh, yeah?
I knew that I would be in IKEA for a while because the store is so big. Every time I go, it takes forever for me to find stuff. My friend was supposed to go with me, but canceled at the last minute.
Oh,
As disappointed as I was, I decided to just go by myself anyways. I still always enjoy going to IKEA. It has a kind of fun atmosphere in my opinion. When I went in there, it was kind of busy.
Yeah, except McDonald's and Walmart, everything seems fun at first. You know? Until shit hit the fan.
I'm pretty sure it was a Friday if my memory is correct.
I just realized this chair is $229. Why are you advertising it? Who wants to spend that much on a chair? It's a chair. What is it going to do? I mean, granted, I can't see like the details, but like it looks like a basic chair. Like $229.
There were people all over the store, which didn't make things go any faster for me. I didn't really need anything big, but several small items. After being inside for more than 20 minutes, this one woman started following me. At least, that's what it seemed. I noticed her next to me, only like 3 or 4 feet away, but I thought nothing of it.
That's too close.
When I moved away to go somewhere else, she did too. When I stopped to look at something, she stopped a little ways behind me. I thought this was weird because I didn't know who she was. I could tell that she was looking at me, and I looked over to see if she had something to say to me. But when I looked at her, she quickly looked away. I decided to move again at that point, and she followed me once more. I walked a decent ways away this time, and when I stopped to look at something, the woman also stopped. This time, I turned to her and asked her why she was following me. She looked away as soon as I looked at her again, and when I spoke, just walked away. She didn't acknowledge anything that I said, and before I had even finished speaking, she had walked around the corner and was out of my sight. I sighed and shook my head. At least she had finally left me alone. After that, I went back to my normal shopping. Luckily for me, I didn't see her for the rest of the time that I was shopping, which was probably about an hour. When I had got to the end of all of the displays, there was a cafeteria. I was pretty hungry and went inside to get a quick bite to eat. After sitting down at one of the many tables in the cafeteria, I saw the woman within about 5 minutes. She was sitting at the far other end and staring at me. She didn't have any food or anything.
Oh shit, man. Lady. I guess we're going to be having a staring contest. Because obviously I'm a cluck ass. You're a cluck ass. You know. Oh.
There. She wasn't with anybody either. I didn't know what her problem was. She was far away though, so I tried not to let it bother me. I wasn't going to get up and try to talk to her again either. I just went on my phone and enjoyed the great IKEA food. I did look up a while later and she was still there staring at me.
God damn!
This was just really weird and I didn't know why she was doing this. I did my best to not look at her and to forget about it. But only like 5 minutes later, I looked in her direction again. This time though, she was gone. I stayed there for a while longer, and then I left the cafeteria area. I didn't see her at that point either. Then I was just about ready to leave. I went to go check out up at the front of the store. I bought a few things and then left to head out to my car. Like the store, the parking lot for IKEA is also very big. There were a lot of people when I got there, so I was parked kind of in the back. As I approached my vehicle, I saw somebody standing kind of in front of it. It was that same woman again. Now this was insane. She was just kind of standing there and not doing anything. I carefully approached.
Well, it looks like we're not taking our car today. I'm going to just leave it here. IKEA, if y'all can just ship it, tow it back to, I paid a towing fee, but if y'all can just tow it back. You said why? This motherfucker right here. I don't know her. She don't know me. She's still staring at me. She's been staring at me all day. IKEA, fix this shit. So you can just tow my car back to my place. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate you on that one. I'll give y'all a little tip on that. Cause yeah, I'm not driving into that. We walking.
Wondering why she was there. I didn't bother to try to talk to her or ask her what she was doing. She was maybe about 5 feet away from my car and to the right of it. I walked over to my driver's door, getting within maybe 5 feet of the woman. That's when she just started screaming like crazy. She was yelling and screaming, and I quickly got inside of my car. She didn't move and kept standing.
Yo, telekinesis would be so... I think I said this before. Telekinesis would be so awesome to have. Like, you can just move anything and everybody however far you want or however close you want. Like, you can just do anything. Like you walking and she starts screaming. She's staring at you. She's screaming at the top of her lungs. And you just walking towards, you be like, Pledge, I don't got time for you. And you just fling her. You fling her like 6 miles away. We were talking. Bitch, come on, move.
there until after I had gotten inside my car. Then she charged at my driver's window and began banging on it. She must have been on some kind of drugs or something. It was terrifying when she was pounding on the glass to my window, less than a foot away from my head. I started at my car and drove away from her. She was still standing there and yelling as I drove off. I was sure to call the police and let them know about what had happened. Looking back, I hope that the woman is all right and didn't hurt anybody either. I feel lucky that she didn't decide to attack me before I got in my car.
That was way too close to call. That was way too close. I wouldn't even have called the police. I would have just left and never went to that IKEA ever again. And let her deal with somebody else. You know? Shit. It's fine, you know, when somebody is messing with me and I get away and they do it to somebody else. I'm fine with that. Just as long as you're not messing with me no more, I am fine with that. Some of y'all may call that, you know, ignorant, selfish, clucked up. I don't care. She's not messing with me. I don't give a cluck. So that's all I gotta say about that. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy, my family.